welcome back to
Wouldn't You Like to Know?
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
I know. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good today. I feel a little warm because it is like 75 degrees today, and it was 80 yesterday. What's happening? It's November, people.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be in the 60s. You've been having a few headaches. You've been having quite the week.
I've been having quite the week. I started my lady time, and I've been suffering from headaches like all week long. It's very obnoxious.
Yep.
But otherwise, how are things for you this week?
It was great. We just discovered one of our favorite stores that we go to for smoothies. We just discovered how to finally make them, and it tastes the exact way how the store makes them. So really happy about it. It's like 300 calories, so it's even better. And it's still really good. And then I just made one of my best meals I've ever made in my entire life. My omelet.
It's so good.
I feel like my specialty is breakfast.
I think it is too.
And I made the best omelet I think I've ever made in my entire life, and I'm able to replicate it, and I'm really happy about it.
Me too, because it's delicious.
Yes.
I get to really reap the benefits of having a boyfriend that can cook.
That is true.
It's fantastic. Today's episode is pretty heavy on the Kardashians, because the Kardashians have just been making the news left and right as of recent. So today we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian and her Skims line. We'll be talking about Kylie Jenner and her new clothing line, and Kourtney and Travis welcome their new baby.
And then Bachelor in Paradise.
And Bachelor in Paradise. Oh, and I also wanted to talk about our 1989 Taylor's version rankings.
Right.
So expect that as well.
I don't think I finished. I think I got halfway through that.
Yeah, you did. You can figure it out. My goodness. Kim Kardashian's brand Skims is now the official underwear of the NBA, and she just released a men's line. It was announced on Monday, October 30th, and Skims men's was released 4 days before on October 26th. And Kim said on her press release that together, Skims and the NBA will connect people of all backgrounds through fashion, sport, and talent. And I look forward to seeing the partnership thrive. So
that's really going to do well. I think she did a good job picking the NBA. She could have gone into any sports, but I think the NBA is a little bit easier to get into, especially because she has the bankroll easily. She knows... Doesn't she know a few people? Tristan Thompson?
I mean, she definitely dated a few people and all of her siblings. So.
Yes, and she could easily just get in there with Skims, and then I'm sure it'll spread within the NBA.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just really curious how much she's going to make from this.
She's a billionaire. I get that she wants to make more money and wants to build this empire, but at what point it's like Taylor Swift. She is a billionaire now. She just crossed $1 billion. What? You won. You don't need to play anymore.
You won.
You don't need her to keep doing this stuff. I think it's cool. I think Skims is a really good company.
Yeah.
But she's already so rich.
Yeah.
Why do you need to get any richer?
As of July, the company was now $4 billion.
That's crazy. Skims? Or herself?
Skims.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's wild. I just ordered my first pair of Skims.
Oh, you did? Yes.
I did. For my graduation dress. So we'll see how that works out. If not, I'll return it and then get a different thing. I'm pretty confident.
How expensive are those? Those got to be so expensive.
The one that I got, it was for a one-legged type of shapewear thing. Okay. So that one was $35. No, that one was $45.
Wow. I would think it was Lululemon prices. Where it's $60 minimum. Or $70.
She definitely could have made it like that.
She definitely could have.
Especially for the shapewear, because her shapewear is a big hit.
Well, yeah, she's making it way more accessible to other classes of people.
Yeah, definitely. And my sister has a good amount of Skims, and I think that she said that she likes it a lot. So I'm hopeful.
That's good.
But apart from Kim Kardashian's success, Kylie Jenner is also branching out into the fashion world.
Right, with Kendall?
No.
Or just her?
Yeah, well, because she already had a little line that was for teens, and that's the Kendall and Kylie brand that she had with PacSun. But now she's making her own, and she's said that she's trying to make it more like a Balenciaga, high
Oh, she's trying to get into designer?
Yes.
That's
Kind of like
crazy.
that. And then she is naming it Kai. Key. Khy.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That seems already designer.
For sure. And last up with the Kardashians, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker just had their baby.
Yeah.
It was announced today, actually, and they named their baby boy Rocky Barker.
That's such a stupid name.
It just sounds like a dog's name.
It's Rocky is a cool name, but the last name
yeah,
you can't. It's a nice idea, but the last name just doesn't flow.
Rocky
with
is still a dog's name regardless, but having Rocky Barker is making it
even
Wolf
more
City.
of a dog. Yeah, it's Wolf City. Yeah. Big week for the Kardashians. Though,
I know,
guess.
but I don't know how they just maintain relevancy.
Well, I mean, they are doing new things every single. I am
know,
surprised.
But you know what I mean? Like Kris Jenner she's working overtime,
Yeah,
getting her
she's
kids
really
into
crushing
whatever.
it for
And
them.
also, I haven't watched it yet because I haven't watched American Horror Story since the first season. But Kim Kardashian's in the newest season.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, she's really doing everything.
and also, she is in. Is it Kim Kardashian? I think it's Kim Kardashian. She is gonna be in the Paw Patrol movie.
I saw that. That was so dumb.
It's
Why?
shocking. There's
I-
so many big names.
I
Gonna be
don't
in that
get
movie.
why like animated movies like that where they just use a voice actor. Sure, I guess her voice is very recognizable and people will be like, "Oh, that's Kim Kardashian."
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go watch the movie because of that. But like they could have picked anybody else that was probably that cost half the cost or a third of the cost of what she was to actually be in that movie.
I'm confused why they're wasting money like that on a kids movie. And it's different it's different with like Disney. It is. Like having
Is it a Disney
big
film?
stars, it's not. So that's
Yeah,
why
'cause
I'm
they can
saying like
afford that.
it's weird.
And like a kid won't recognize if it's
No.
Kardashian or not.
No, the 8-year-olds that
It's
are going to
just-
be coming into
they
the
could have
theaters
had-
are not going to be like, "Oh my god, Mom, that's Kim Kardashian's
Yeah,
voice."
they could have done anybody else's voice. They could
Yeah.
have done your voice and it would
I
have
mean,
been fine.
they're making it obviously more entertaining for the adults there
Are they?
too
Okay, well
by
maybe
having
that's the
those
reason.
voices, but still, it's just like
Yeah.
it's different for Disney.
It doesn't make
Personally.
sense to hire a big name actor that's going to cost you millions of dollars when you could just get
She's
a
probably not
nobody.
even in it that much. I'm sure she's not like a main character.
Still, her voice, like she is just getting hired for the movie.
Yeah,
Like she's getting paid good.
yeah, definitely. It's funny. They should have done Courtney. She has a funnier voice. to
She
me.
does have a funnier voice.
All right, let's get into our 1989 Taylor's version ranking. So 1989 Taylor's version has been officially released for one whole week, and I am still in love with this album, and I really like the vault tracks. Well, at least I like 3 out of 5 of them.
Yes.
But this is the first time I've actually taken the time to listen to a vault track, and I really like them this time, especially because I know that they're mostly about Harry Styles, so I'm I like it a lot. And I just also like to, as we know, I'm a Midnights girly, so these vault tracks just sound very Midnights-esque to me.
They do.
I really like it. But we are going to go over our rankings of the entire album. My number 1 is New Romantics. And for me, like, New Romantics, I don't even know that many words to the song. I just realized. But I just really like how it sounds. I like the beat to it. It sounds exciting.
You had a problem with it though. Everybody was saying that like the new one sounded worse.
Yeah, because they didn't like the
that part?
They didn't like that part. But I just think it sounds louder. I don't think that it's really...
I think it's more clear. The
Yeah.
production is a lot better behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's so many little pieces of the track that are different but have increased.
They just enhanced it, I feel like.
Yeah, they've enhanced it so much.
It sounds a lot better to
And
me.
the older one was good, but like now it's like updated with like new methods that they've discovered that their producers have used. So I think the song is an overall better song
Yeah,
now.
me too. My number 2 is Style. I can't help but jam out to that song. It's definitely a song I listen to like every day. Same with New Romantics. My number 3 is Wildest Dreams, a classic. I haven't heard it a lot with this remake.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't, like, voluntarily put it on a lot, but, like, how could you not love Wildest Dreams? Number 4 for me is Blank Space. Also a classic.
I can't believe that she was considering changing out Blank Space with one of the Vault Track songs.
It was with Slut.
Yeah, and then Blank Space would have just came out, and we would have just been hearing Blank Space for the first time.
Crazy. Can you imagine?
That would have been everywhere.
That would have been the song of the
That would have been song of the year. That would have been song of the year for sure.
For sure. That would be crazy. I don't even really, for me, and we'll kind of get into it, but, like, Slut's not really my jam. And that's probably an unpopular opinion, but Slut's just not my thing.
Okay.
My number 5 was Now That We Don't Talk, which is a Vault track. I think that one is the most, like, upbeat and could be in the original album.
Sure.
But just didn't make the cut until now. Number 6, Stay Don't Go. I like that one a lot. 7, Is It Over Now? Another Vault track. 3 Vault tracks in a row. Do we notice that? 8, Bad Blood. Also classic. 9, Clean. Clean is one that I didn't listen to a lot when it originally came out. I started listening to it more once the Eras tour came out, because I was just kind of going through all of her albums, and I was listening to Clean, and I was like, how did I never hear this song before? But I like that one a lot. 10, I Wish You Would. 11, All You Had to Do Was Stay. I've been listening to that one a lot recently. 12, You Are in Love. Next, Out of the Woods. Out of the Woods kind of annoys me now. I don't really know. Like, it's still, like, fun, but I'm like, eh.
Okay.
14, Shake It Off. Nothing against Shake It Off. It's just...
That's pretty low.
Out of 21? Yeah.
Oh, there's 21? Jeez.
Yeah, it's... Heard it too much. You know? We watched the Eras Tour movie, and it was a lot better, personally.
Yeah, I think probably
tour.
a lot of people said that Shake It Off was better watching the movie or watching it live in concert, and then, like, once you get into, like, the car and play, it's just, like, kind of eh.
Yeah, exactly. 15, I did Wonderland. 17, This Love. I like the bridge, and everything else is okay for me, but the bridge is very nice. 17, How You Get the Girl. 18, Welcome to New York. I am using that song for one of my recital dances for my job, and I don't want to listen to it too much, so it's on the bottom for me. 19, I Know Places. I think that song's annoying. 20 is Slut, and 21 is Suburban Legends. Those are on the bottom for me just because I didn't connect with them at all. And those songs are just kind of like to me, so that's why they're ranked on the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah.
My turn.
Your turn.
I don't see that bad. All right, so truthfully, I think, have I listened to all of these?
Yes.
I have?
I think so.
Okay, so clearly the ones that I wrote... So I only wrote down, like, 9. Because, like, the rest of the songs, I just...
They probably just sound the same to you.
They just sound the same. I don't really remember them, or, like, I didn't like them. So, like, I just skipped it. Because, like, I'm not going to listen to a song I don't like. But I guess you have to if it's Taylor's album.
Yes.
So, my number 1 is Style. I think that's a great song. I think that's an amazing song. And that's my number 1. Why do I like that song? I don't know. I feel like
it's nostalgic. It's danceable.
Yeah, I just think that's her best song from this album. Next one, Wildest Dreams. Again, like, I think that's a great song too. Then New Romantics. This one was, like, second on my list, but then I dropped it down to 3 just because, like, I've used it so many times in my previous videos, so, like, I've heard it a little bit too many times for my liking. Then Blank Space, just because it's a classic. And then the new one, Stay Don't Go. I like that one. You also played it a gazillion times in my car.
Well, I was trying to listen to all of the Vault tracks.
Right, but we happened to play this one, like, 20 times.
Okay, so sorry.
But I actually liked the song, so, like, it was not bad. Then Bad Blood, Shake It Off because it's a classic, but, like, I've heard it too many times in concert. It's probably sweet to listen to. Then I have Now That We Don't Talk at 8, and I like Out of the Woods. I think that's a good song. I think it's catchy and it's stuck in my head. That's how I remember it. Everybody that I've listened to, and I guess you too, says that Suburban Legends sucks. So, like, I guess that's the consensus bottom of the list.
Well, I don't think it sucks. It's just like, I was just like,
But, like, everybody says that song sucks. And I think I've heard Welcome to New York. I don't think I'm a fan of that one either.
That's fine. A lot of people don't start listening to the album until track number 2.
Okay, well, that's
style, I think.
That's kind of my list. What I do really, there's a song that I really like, and maybe this goes against everybody else's. No, it's a song not on this album, but I just wanna have my voice heard.
Okay, please go ahead.
I like the song "Me," and you hate that song.
Oh,
I don't know why. I think it's a catchy song. You're right. You did say it's like a kids bop song.
That's a kids bop song.
Yeah, and once you said that, I was like, you're right.
Now you can't unhear it.
Now I can't unthink it.
That one, it doesn't do it for me. And also the feature for, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either, but he's sounds
ruining
like
it.
Such a kids bop singer.
Yes.
Or is it kids pop or bop? I don't even know.
I think it's kids bop.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I like that song. I think that has a good chorus, but like apparently her entire fan base hates that song.
You can't spell awesome without
right.
me.
It's a little okay if you dive into the lyrics, a little cringy. But I still think it's a good song. I think it's catchy.
You're on your own, kid.
I just wanted to be heard, and that's all. Anyways, that's what I would. That's my rankings for the Taylor Swift album.
So this week's Bachelor in Paradise episode was a lot more eventful than the previous episodes, and also I think that we're almost done with the season. It went by really, really quick.
Really?
Yeah. Let me bring up the schedule.
Like we're only like 2 weeks into the season.
That's what it seems like for sure. But
at least for us on our timeline. But who knows? They could. I think the producers like do such a good job of hiding the fact of the actual time that they've been there, because we saw on Jess's feature on Chicks in the Office podcast how they're technically not allowed to disclose the duration of time that they're in paradise. So like, I think they could be there for like 2 months at this point for all we know. Yeah,
it is supposed to end on December 7th.
Wow. I mean, that's still a whole month from now.
Well, that's a month. Yeah. So that means that they're going to be having
4 more episodes? What?
10 episodes total.
I thought it was 1 episode a week.
It is.
There's 4 weeks in a month.
We just had episode 6, so episode 7.
Oh,
8, Thanksgiving break.
I thought you said 10
9,
more episodes.
No.
So 4 more
total.
episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's going to be quick. They got a lot to do in 4 episodes.
I know. Well, that means that for me, that makes sense that they would be there for like 2 months, 2.5 months.
Wow. That's a whole summer.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So this episode first starts with Tanner pulling Kat for their talk, and it was a lot more chill than I anticipated it to be. She tried to be very calm, collected. She communicated her thoughts and her feelings pretty well for me, so I think that she did a good job during that conversation. And it just doesn't seem like he had that much of a reason to stop talking to her, because he was like, oh, we had a really good connection before our date, and we spent the whole week together, and I really like you, and I was able to see a future that we could build outside of this. But after his date, he was like, no, not anymore. So that was kind of weird.
I think you said something yesterday. You were like, Tanner probably came back to the beach after his date. All the guys went up to him and said, Kat's having a panic attack. Like, she's been awful the entire time since you've been gone. She's been smashing piñatas, screaming in her confessionals so loud to where we could hear her on the beach. So, like, I think he felt a little bit
He probably was
uncomfortable.
super turned off from that.
Yeah, I don't think he liked for that reaction.
No guy likes a clingy girl.
And I think that is the reason.
After 1 week.
Yeah, I think that was the reason that he decided to end it. I think he wanted to come back and pursue both of them. But Kat's reaction made it so much easier, because she's clearly the less mature person
On the beach.
On the beach, and compared to, what's her name, Davia?
Yeah.
So I think it was a very easy decision for Tanner.
For sure. And I just thought it was classic because after their conversation, Tanner is all talking to the guys. And then Peter, out of everyone, is going to say, a girl goes on a date, she's exploring her options. A guy goes on a date, and he's a fuckboy.
Yeah, I mean,
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
How the turntables. Are you kidding me? That kind of bullshit. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, he's a little... He's like an outsider, it seems like. I think it's so funny to watch him and... What's the other girl? Sam P, I think. That blonde girl, the old one that came.
Oh, the Canadian Sam?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's so funny to just watch them socialize because they are clearly the oldest and the most outside on the bubble. Mm-hmm. And they're just kind of watching and like leaving their little marks here and there, but like really they're just not doing anything, and I don't even think that they're even that interested in each other. They're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah,
especially
it seems
her.
Just like a friendship.
Yeah, especially her, and that's what Peter's been this entire time, just friendship relationships.
He didn't want Olivia.
Is that all he's been with so far?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's only been with Olivia and Sam.
But then at the same time, they also haven't brought down anybody within his age range. He's like 34.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And they've brought down 26 and below ever since they got there. So he really hasn't had much of an opportunity unless he wants to be a little weird and go 8 years younger. Like, what's their name?
Yeah.
From Dancing with the Stars.
Well, someone that came down that was at his age range was Genevieve.
Yeah, but she seems way more put together, and she knows.
No, she's too mature for him.
Yeah, she knows that he
That's
looks
why I
like
think
an
that
idiot.
her and Blake are a good match.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. Peter just looks like an idiot when you look at him.
Yeah, he is an idiot. But yeah, as I was just mentioning, so Genevieve from Zach's season came down with a date card, and she pulled Blake, and they seemed to really hit it off. And on their date, it was a pretty basic date. It seemed like they just went on like a little kayaking in the beach situation.
Yeah. I think I was telling you when we were watching it, I was like, that's a weird date to go kayaking in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because like you're not facing each other.
Yeah.
And like you just met this girl, you want to like get to know her, like talk to her face to face, but it's like I think that was a awkward situations that the producers put them in. Mm-hmm. And you could see later that like they turned and like she was like facing him later on in their date, and then they like went back onto the beach to like talk, I guess. I thought, I didn't think it was the right date for them. I think they were too mature for that date. I think that date should have gone to like someone like Brayden and Becca, those people.
Oh yeah,
you know, I think that would have fit them a lot more. They did a good job with putting Brayden like the piñata thing with Rachel. I think that was a great date for them. But I think like Blake and that other girl, I think that they needed like a dinner. I think they needed like some sort of activity where they can like talk to each other, and it's not that like that taxing on them.
I felt like they were in a perfect situation to get to know each other. So I'm out on you. Okay. I'm on that with you. But before Blake and Genevieve go on their date, I just wanted to briefly mention Jess's conversation with him. I just wish that it was more positive for me. I just wish that it was left on a better note. I feel like it was great that Blake was saying, you know, maybe this is my opportunity to get to know someone, and this is your opportunity to also get to know someone without me being there. And she was accidentally made to feel bad because he was like, I just feel like I finally feel wanted by being asked on this date. And she was like, oh my god, like I didn't mean to make you feel like I don't want you. It's just that she didn't want to put all of her eggs in one basket so early.
Yeah, but if there's only 4 episodes left, it's kind of like the halfway point.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really got a lot done in that conversation. I think it was
I just wish that like if they really had a connection, then he should have said like, I've enjoyed our time together, and if we both...
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't know how to communicate that, because he genuinely seemed into her, and I think he would have dropped everything and been exclusive for her, but she didn't want that. So he was like, all right, well, I guess if you don't want to be 100% in this, I'm not gonna sell myself short.
Right. As you shouldn't.
Yeah, he's in
He
paradise.
should have definitely been asked on a date sooner, I think. But I think that Genevieve's a great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back on the beach, Kat plans on going after John Henry thanks to Kylie.
Oh my gosh.
And just to interrupt this program for a second, I just saw on Twitter last night that Olivia, Kylie, and Avon were on a little back and forth during the live tweets from episode 6.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to talk about that for a little bit. So Olivia first tweets, Will shows interest in me and kisses me. Kylie messes it up when she catches wind. John Henry shows interest in me and we're together. Kylie encourages Kat to mess it up. Anyone else sensing a pattern?
She's right.
She's right. She's right. I don't have to like her, and I don't, but she's right.
Yes.
For sure. I'm not a Kylie fan. She's not being painted in the
She's
best
not a girl's girl.
light, personally.
I didn't even notice that until she pointed that out.
I know. I didn't even think about it, and then I was like, oh my god. Uh-oh. Next tweet, Kylie responds and says, I owe you nothing. I'm loyal to my actual friends. Have a great night. Is that why you just called me to tell me that, or was it going to be the fake pageant voice where you pretend that's not what really went down? Avon responds, getting into a girl's business, has no voice to say. He goes, give a night one elimination some meaningless screen time, and they start thinking they can say anything.
Yeah. I don't know why he's jumping in.
Kind of funny, but he shouldn't have said a word. That's not his place. Olivia responds to Avon and says, I was unaware you had to make it past night one to call a spade a spade. My fault. This night one elimination comment is tired of being used to find new content. That was hilarious.
That is true. Can we also point out that Olivia looks absolutely nothing like any of her profile pictures,
Yeah.
any of her like her headshots,
Yeah.
that they took for her. She looks nothing
totally
like that in actual live television, or I'm assuming, I don't know how to describe what I'm saying, but she just doesn't look like what her profile picture is.
Kylie also responded saying, I wasn't calling to explain myself. I was calling you to get my name out of your mouth. And said you're trolling Twitter and refused to answer my phone calls.
Yeah.
Woof.
Is that the last tweet?
That was the last tweet.
Yeah, just a lot of back and forth.
A lot of back and forth.
Clearly they don't like each other, but I don't like either of them. I think they're both.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah. Olivia.
If Kylie and Avon knew that they were going to work out, they shouldn't have come to Paradise. They're just wasting our time.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Yeah, they're a little boring now.
They are. They're not even really getting screen time, but Kylie feels the need to be like, hey, Kat, you should go over to John Henry and interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that, I thought that was kind of ridiculous. But of course, Kat is obsessed with John Henry at this point, trying to fish for a rose because she has nobody else to obsess over.
It's so obvious that she's going for a rose. And the fact that John Henry doesn't see that, there's got to be a little bit of brain in there. I don't understand how you can function, and he has got a good job of an underwater welder. Mm-hmm. You got to have some level of knowledge to maintain that position and that
Maybe
job.
it's not when it comes to relationships.
There's no way you can't be that oblivious.
Those two are so opposite. It was honestly embarrassing to just watch Kat make a fool of herself, being like, John Henry, isn't your job so dangerous?
Yeah,
get
that was really annoying.
And her hair thing is driving me nuts.
Everybody's doing it. Rachel does it too.
Yeah, her and Rachel are both.
I'm glad Olivia pointed that out because it is so annoying, and that was really funny when she did. Yeah. But then she overdid it, and
yeah. Well, she just she doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah,
I agree with a good amount of things that Olivia says, but then she just pisses me off because she's just she's too much with it. Kat's also too much. I couldn't stand her this episode.
Yeah,
I really couldn't. I couldn't. And then also, Kat was also talking to Eliza in the bathroom about Aaron and his business.
Yeah.
And supposedly this is coming from Charity.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was just crazy because how long have you been having this having this knowledge?
This is just Kat's time to be the villain, and she's doing it.
She's doing it. She's doing the damn thing, but she's pissing everybody
off. She's really messing it up for everybody in Paradise. But hopefully we'll get some clarity in next episode with Aaron B's situation, because that was a horrible situation that happened on that conversation with him and Eliza. She called him out. She said, this is what I have. This is what's been presented to me. What's your response? He basically said, turns out I had another girlfriend. There was 2 girls. Eliza,
he really shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, he
twice.
really did. Eliza only thought there was, is that her name, Eliza?
Eliza.
She said that she thought that there was just one girl that potentially she was pissed because they were boyfriend and girlfriend or they were dating, and then he went on the show and kind of ghosted her. And then now there's 2, apparently, allegedly, and now Charity's coming down.
I only knew about the one.
Yeah, Charity's coming down to, it seems like, ruin that relationship. And Eliza, I guess she just quit last season or whenever she was on TV last time. I didn't know that. And it seems like she's going to do it again.
I don't blame her. This probably just isn't her scene.
Yeah.
She should have gone on, like, Bachelor in Paradise Canada or something. Like one of the girls did from last season's Bachelor in Paradise. Becca from Zach's season, she only made it to night 1. In her season. But she pulls John Henry, and he doesn't seem very interested at all. And
no,
then he goes,
that was the funniest conversation of the episode, or one of the funniest conversations of the episode. She pulls him down. They're sitting, and she's like trying to get a feel because obviously he's one of the better looking guys on the beach.
Ask him about his job.
And she just like has no clue.
No, she's like, no, I get it. My brother fishes all the time. He's
right,
like,
when he said he was an underwater welder.
Yeah, she's like, what?
Yeah, they just didn't connect.
That was hilarious.
He clear like that. That was the first time where I saw some intelligence in his head. He was like, that's not even close to what I was saying or relate. Like, I'm not. Also, I don't get why everybody was just jaw to the floor when she walked in. She doesn't seem like all that.
She's nothing special.
She looks like any other girl.
Yeah.
And if anything, the girls that are currently there are 10 times more attractive than her.
Personally, I think so too. Especially because she ends up taking Brayden on a date. And I'm like, Brayden, you're really losing Rachel. Rachel's definitely,
I think
more
Rachel's
of something. She has to me, a better personality.
Rachel has a better personality. She literally was the Bachelorette for a season.
Mm-hmm.
She's older. She seems like she's more mature and she knows what she wants.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, they just seemed to vibe a lot more.
Yes, they did. And then all of a sudden, did you see their date? Or were you asleep then?
Yeah, I fell asleep during the episode, but I can't have this episode be until 11 p.m. That's my night time.
Okay, well, they go on their date, and do you want to talk about what their date was?
Yeah, they had a tantric kitchen, and it was very close, very intimate.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess that's nice and all, but, I mean, Brayden was sweating like a pig.
He's got a sweating problem.
Yeah,
he also,
poor thing. I would be the same way.
Yeah, I can't imagine how hot it is there, but they have that dinner, and she's like feeding him, or they're feeding each other, and then she like calls him Johnny Depp, and he just loves it, eats it up. And I think at that moment, that's where he just said, screw Rachel.
Yeah.
I'm with this girl now.
Yeah. And he admits it, that he is a lot more into this day than he was with Rachel. It just seems like he said, he doesn't want a spring fling. Not a spring fling. A summer fling.
Yeah, spring fling. That's a cool name. Yeah, it just seems like it doesn't seem like he wants a long-term relationship. It seems like he wants to go where he feels welcomed and loved the most.
Yeah.
But like Rachel gave him that. So like I don't understand. He went on this date with Becca and he was like, this is the best date I've ever been on.
Yeah.
And he literally just said the same thing after the Rachel date. So
yeah, and it was the day before.
And it was the day before. So like I think if another girl came down and like happened to ask him on the date, he would say the same exact thing. So like I just don't trust his capability to understand if he's actually falling for someone or if he's just having a good time.
Yeah.
So I don't trust Brayden at this point, nor do I care about if he makes it with anybody, because I just don't think he's going to make it at all, period.
So what happened after Eliza and Aaron had their conversation?
Then Charity all of a sudden comes down, which how does that even work?
I don't know.
Like,
how does Kat pull up being like, hey, I have this information about Charity and
I don't understand that. Like how, because where are they even filming this, first of all?
Mexico. They're
filming this in Mexico, right? So like let's say Kat goes up to, what's her name? Eliza. Kat goes up to Eliza in the bathroom. She says that thing about Aaron. That happened in one day. Do the producers immediately get on the phone with with Charity and say, hey, we need you to fly over here now to be on this episode so you can help clear some air. And she's just like, yeah. So, like,
I'm sure that
timeline,
the producers were like, I know you know something.
Or, like, did they already plan her, did they already plan to have Charity
I think that
come?
they planned that
and
bit.
it just so happened to work so perfectly? Because it seemed like they have that conversation and Eliza's freaking out the whole day, and then all of a sudden at the end of that same day or maybe the next day, Charity pops up with all the answers, and like it's gonna be something like, what, how does that happen? How does the timing so perfect? I don't understand. The only thing that I could have possibly imagined is they said, we might bring you on in this season, we don't know when, but you have to come like as soon as we call you. That's the only explanation I think that happens. But then Charity comes down, she talks with all the girls in the circle, and she's like, yeah, I love it. Like, how is everything going? And, like, everyone's giving their each an update. That's when Olivia, oh, my God, that was crazy. So, like,
please tell me, because I fell asleep.
Charity was, like, sitting on the daybed with all the girls. They start going around in a circle. How's everyone's relationship going? She asked Kat, how's it going? And Kat's like, well, like, I'm actively pursuing John Henry, like, with the rest of the girls, like, right in front of Olivia. And I'm like, okay, I mean, obviously everybody knows this, but, like, you're literally, like, trying to rub it in Olivia's face.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm actively pursuing John Henry. He's a really good guy. Like, I want him, and, like, blah, blah, blah. And then Olivia butts in, and she's like, what the heck, basically? Like, you've been, like, you're obviously just trying to get a rose. And then it gets down to Eliza. And she's like, could I actually pull you privately for a second so we can chit-chat? And then they go talk. And so it's just her and Eliza. And basically, it's just a lot of Charity saying, yeah, yeah, of Eliza just saying the situation and catching Charity up to speed. And then right as Charity's about to talk, that's kind of where it ends. Oh. So we're left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. And the next episode is going to be probably a really bad time for Aaron B, because it seems like no one's going to trust him. It seems like he's kind of shot himself in the foot as well.
He was kind of fishy to me anyway.
I mean, he's also not even a good-looking dude. Like, yeah. I've never was like, I think they're a good couple, but like I was like, there's so many like better good-looking dudes.
Yeah, Eliza's like too nice.
Eliza's way too nice. I think Aaron B is...
She could do better.
Huh?
She could do better.
She could do better, and I remember you, or someone was saying that he was kind of a playboy. Like, just...
A playa.
You know? He was with a bunch of girls beforehand. He's not really committed to anybody. And I kind of think it's kind of true. So, we'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to be making it. I think the new strongest couple is just going to be Avon and Kylie still. Yep. And everybody else, for the first time, is really scrambling. Yeah. Besides Peter and Sam. Honestly, that's the second strongest couple on the beach.
Which is wild, because they also seem like they have nothing
in common. About. No, I don't think so. They have no screen time. No. We don't know anything about
We don't know anything about anybody because they wasted so much airtime on the poop baby.
They did. That was so annoying. Oh my god.
I wanted to see how Blake and Jess's relationship was before this all happened.
That's true.
Just craziness, but
that's it. So do you want to do who do you think's getting a rose? Who do you think's staying?
Yeah. So the men have the roses.
The men have the roses.
This time, I think Tyler's gonna pick Jess.
I think so too. And they in the preview for next week, they did show like him like looking around, him and John Henry looking around like they did something crazy. So I think you're right. Tyler's probably gonna pick Jess.
I just get like a feeling about that. I feel like them two together just make a lot of sense to me. Although I do like Mercedes, and I like Mercedes and Tyler together, so it's kind of a toss-up for me, but I don't see Jess going home yet.
We'll see. I mean,
think Jess goes home before Mercedes.
Jess or Mercedes.
I think that her and Blake are definitely going to be done after this.
I would agree.
Blake is going to want to choose Genevieve, and it makes a whole lot of sense. I think, obviously, Brayden's going to be choosing Becca, who is nothing special to me.
Yes, poor Rachel. See ya.
No, but I think that this is possibly when one of the guys comes down from Rachel's season and then Rachel talks to him. I think
I could see
happen.
that too. I could see that too.
I think that this
they
might be
always
the
splash a
next
guy
episode.
down for the rose ceremony right before.
Yeah,
for
and
one last
I think
scramble.
It totally could be him.
I could see that for sure.
And this is the guy that was her first impression. I don't remember his name, but he went home kind of early for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, Aaron, I hope that Aaron just goes home. I hope that they don't even like waste time on him, because I don't see Eliza being like, yeah, I'll take your rose. No.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is even there?
John Henry needs to make a decision between Olivia and Kat.
I think that he's going to choose Olivia.
I would hope so.
I think that this is going to be Kat's funeral.
I hope so. Yeah.
Because also, I think that all the girls are like scared of.
For no reason.
Scared of Kat.
Yeah.
So I think that it would be a much happier, more positive environment.
I agree.
If she leaves. But she's definitely making it more interesting.
Yep. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Wouldn't You Like to Know? Go ahead and follow our socials at wyltk.pod. Or is it podcast? It's podcast.
It's podcast.
It's podcast. Or email us at wyltk.pod@gmail.com. That's what that was.
Yes, and you can also follow our personal Instagrams. For me, it's at ALYSSAAMICH.
Or Jesse Barron with 2 N's.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.